Hi Libra, thanks for tuning in. Welcome to your October reading and happy birthday. I've already shuffled in order to get this reading out more quickly to you. So my first impression of the cards as I'm seeing the energy for this time period for you is that you may be looking at issues around commitment. And in particular, probably for some of you, the commitment with another person in some type of union, which may be romantic, but it's not always the case with the Two of Cups. It could be any type of partnership. So that could include a business partnership. So what I'm seeing here in this reading is that you are having feelings of wanting to make a shift, wanting to make a change and move on. And you may be feeling like your ability to commit or your loyalty may be waning with both the Knight of Pentacles and the Hierophant in the center of the reading. The Hierophant reversed is the crossing card. So this is the challenge. And the Hierophant represents commitment. It also represents institutions and education. It can also be, the Hierophant can represent a teacher or a speaker. But how I'm seeing it in the context of the rest of the cards here in the reading is that you may be questioning whether or not you would like to continue with your commitment to a particular individual. But with all that in mind, the other overall energy in the reading is that you may feel like it's difficult to let go and move on, even though in your energy, it feels to me like you have already a clarity in your mind. There is a clarity. And there is an awareness that you are choosing here to take the reins in a way. That's how I'm feeling the Two of Wands in this energy. The Eight of Wands is saying like you have a sense of clarity and knowing and understanding, and there's like a maybe you're receiving signs and symbols from the universe in forms of synchronicity that's helping you feel affirmed in your decision to make changes or to follow a different path than the one that you've been on. But it feels like a little bit of a difficult decision, and one that is fraught with some complications. You have 3 8s in your reading, by the way. The Eight of Cups is in reverse at the bottom of the deck. The Eight of Swords is in the recent past, and the Eight of Wands is in the position of how you see yourself now. So all the energy of the 8s here is giving me a sort of, complications that come around a sort of sense of karmic responsibility. And you may be finding it hard to actualize on your choice to make changes because you feel some kind of obligations or karmic responsibility or even a karmic debt of sorts. So your challenge here is to unravel all those complications and get clarity within yourself about what's actually yours to pursue and what it is that you are wanting to move on from, and how you can get some freedom from any sense of obligation or attachments which might be unhealthy. That's the Eight of Cups reversed. That's making you feel limited in your ability to move forward. And with the Hangman in reverse in the outcome, there's also this sense of being stuck in a certain way, being stuck where you are and not feeling like you are free to actually move ahead on the choices that you feel clear within yourself that you would prefer to go towards. That's generally what I'm feeling here in this reading. Now, in the position of your environment, you have this Queen of Cups with the World both in the upright position. So I'm sensing that this Queen of Cups here is the person that you're dealing with. Never mind about the gender. It's more about just simply the archetype of a person who could be a creative, intuitive person, an emotionally sound person, someone that you actually respect and care for very deeply. But when seeing it paired here with the World, there's almost a sense of you feeling like there's a sort of completion there. And that even though this person may be very fulfilling in a certain way, there is a sensation here that feels as though you kind of are seeking something more, that it seems like you have achieved what there is to achieve, or that you've given what there is to give here. And while you have learned a lot and you've achieved a lot together with this individual, the feeling I get is that you are ready to seek something greater. And yet there's still that issue there with the Eight of Cups reversed of feeling a little bit like it's hard to move on. There's some attachments there, and a little bit of a confusing energy. Even though with this Eight of Wands upright in this quadrant of the reading, it does feel like you have a sort of clarity there, but there's a feeling in this reading of you being a little bit challenged in taking action upon that clarity. In the hopes and fears, you have the King of Wands upright with the Six of Pentacles in reverse. I'm kind of feeling this energy of the King of Wands representing you in this reading, and this Queen of Cups representing the other person you're dealing. Again, never mind about the gender, that can be interchangeable. It's again more about the archetype of the person. The Six of Pentacles with this King of Wands, what I just felt there with these two cards together is that maybe you're afraid that there's an imbalance of energy between you and the other person. What I suspect is that maybe you feel like you're receiving more from this other person than you're giving. Again, that can be interchangeable. It's not always so clear-cut with these readings because they're general and sometimes thousands of people watch them. So just place yourself correctly according to what's actually really true. Six of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, it could be that there is a sensation of there becoming a state of imbalance, or that you're afraid that the relationship will move to a space of becoming imbalanced, especially once you've decided you want to move on. And if you end up staying once you've decided to move on, then that Six of Pentacles reversed could become a reality where if you're energetically not really present, but you're still physically there, that can become quite an unhealthy arrangement, you know, because then it will be that you may be receiving more than you're giving if you're energetically not really present, but you're physically staying where you are, even though you've decided to move on. Now, in the outcome, we have the Four of Wands reversed with the Five of Swords reversed. Again, this Four of Wands reversed feels like, with this Two of Cups, it's like wanting to move on, or maybe move out of the family home, or move out, or move away from a union. Something that was once a happy celebration of coming together and bonded, careful, and very particular sort of sharing of space and energy, now feels a little dissatisfying with the Five of Swords reversed. Maybe there's been perhaps a long period of negotiation or of back and forth where there hasn't been a satisfactory resolution or outcome to any issues or problems that there may be. So it's the overall energy of this reading is literally hanging up in the air, just like the Hangman is in reverse. This Wheel of Fortune in reverse, Hangman reverse, these Four of Swords, Five of Swords reverse, it very much feels like everything's up in the air. Even though emotionally, I feel like emotionally and mentally you have a kind of clarity. But physically, you're not, it seems like you're not willing to act upon that clarity. You're not willing to move forward with, I wanted to say commitment, but that's not the right word here, because the commitment is what's under question with these two cards here. But your decision to move on is lacking commitment to your own better judgment of what's right for you. That's what I feel. That's what I feel in this energy. The bottom of the deck, Eight of Cups reversed, Sun reversed. There's the Ten of Cups reversed and the Nine of Cups reversed. So 8, 9, and 10 of Cups are in reverse in this extended part of the reading. Again, telling me that you are actually in a very unsatisfied state. Except for the Queen of Cups, all the Cups cards in this reading, and there's 5 of them, are in reverse. So I think what's challenging here for you is that the relationship has actually been, and there's the 5 of Cups. I'm also going to pull that out. Sorry. So I feel like the relationship has been, even though the Sun is reversed, it's still a very positive interpretation. I feel like what's challenging you is that the relationship hasn't actually been unhealthy. It hasn't been challenging necessarily. I mean, there's always challenges that come up when you live in close quarters with someone, or when you have like a close tie with someone, or you work together. There's always going to be some challenging moments. But overall, it's been a very successful and happy union, very compatible. And so that may be what's making it difficult for you to choose to move on, because maybe the list of pros is actually longer than the list of cons, but there's something in you that is changing you're changing your mind, or you've already mentally moved on. There's something about this relationship that's making you perhaps feel stuck and a little bit stagnant, a little perhaps unmotivated. Like there's a level of comfort perhaps that is leaving you feeling lacking in motivation or incentive to work a little bit harder towards your goals, whether that's individually or as a unit with the person. Again, either romance or business. It doesn't say necessarily which. So, but all these Cups reversed cards here are telling me that you're actually quite unsatisfied on an emotional level, even though like on paper things are good. And I think that's the point here where there's a little contradiction in your energy where you feel clear in a decision, but you're not actually taking action on it because you may be afraid that you're making the wrong decision and that you could be making a mistake. So if you're emotionally unsatisfied, and so here's the point where I'm going to tell you that I can't say whether you should leave the relationship or not. That's not clear in this reading. What this reading is showing is that you have the desire to leave, but you're not leaving. So with that being the framework of what we're looking at here, to go a little deeper and gain more understanding, it's all about asking yourself the right questions. So are you emotionally unsatisfied because of the person or the energy that the union creates? Or is it simply things within you that you have yet to resolve, or troubles that you may be experiencing, or issues you may be experiencing that are being triggered in your life, whether by this other person or not, that you are yet unable to solve, and you may be mistakenly thinking that this person is the issue when in fact they may not be, and you need to spend a little bit more time in a state of discovery or questing to see what there is for you to see that you're actually unable to see right now because you're not looking in the right place. Libra. I hope that feels clear. Certainly with all these Cups cards reversed and the Five of Cups is the final card, there is some kind of sense of dissatisfaction, loss, grief, despair even, depression, mourning, melancholy, anything within that spectrum on the emotional scale. But just be careful that you're not throwing away something that's really healthy and supportive because you're not seeing where it is that you actually need to address the issues around your emotional dissatisfaction. The Hangman reverse is also suggesting that you're not seeing what's right in front of you, and that you are, maybe there's a sensation of being under some constraint right now, and that's a sort of energetic pulse towards showing you or urging you to look a little bit more carefully or take a different perspective so that you can really see what's actually there for you and not miss out on some vital information and then make a decision that's actually incorrect based on an emotional state that is guiding you towards something, but you're not going to the direction that that information is guiding you towards. You may be taking a detour thinking that that's the correct path, okay? So use this time wisely. Use this time to make inquiries and ask the right questions and look at the information that's really there, and don't avoid the pain. Go towards the pain, go towards the challenging feelings, go towards what aspects are feeling like obstacles or challenges or problems, and look beyond those issues themselves to see what's actually really behind them that is you're being asked to look at. And don't use another person as a scapegoat from your reality to try to avoid those tough moments or those difficult feelings. Libra, that's your general. Oh. So I hope that was helpful. I'm going to do your higher octave spread now with the Voyager deck. So while I'm shuffling, send your energy into the cards so I can get really clear messages for you. We're going to look at any additional insight we can gain from a more karmic and spiritual perspective, and hopefully illuminate any blind spots that need your attention. We have the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck, which is this card we had in the crowning position of the reading, but in reverse. So clearly we're looking at the same issue again in this second spread. Six of Cups reversed, Four of Cups reversed, so more Cups energy in this reading. Again, talking about your emotional dissatisfaction. Now we have the Libran archetypal card, which is the Justice card. In this deck, it's called Balance, and it's in reverse in the crowning position of the reading. So this is pointing to exactly what I was saying. You may be feeling imbalanced within yourself, but looking at outside of you for ways to solve that emotional dissatisfaction, and maybe you might be looking in the wrong direction and maybe trying to scapegoat a person. And all right, we'll get to that in a second. Queen of Wands in the outcome, Eight of Cups, another 8. Man of Wands reversed, so it's the same King of Wands we had here in the Hopes and Fears. This time it's in reverse. 10 of Pentacles, And then there's the Judgment in reverse with the Three of Wands in reverse, Two of Wands upright, Seven of Pentacles, and the Sage of Pentacles upright. Okay. So what I feel in this reading is basically what I was alluding to at the end of the reading, the first general reading there, is that there is a suggestion here that you may be out of balance within yourself. And from that place of out of balance, from that place of imbalance within you, you might be thinking that you have clarity around a certain decision, but the fact that you haven't acted upon it yet is perhaps a little insight into your deeper awareness, perhaps, that you are needing to look at some other things that you may not be able to fully see and recognize right now. There is, it does seem like there needs to be, I think, a better balance between your fire energy, your motivation, your creativity, your passion, your enthusiasm for certain things, for life in general, and the way you ground energy into your daily life, into your physical life, into your mundane life, needs a little bit of your attention. And in order to create a better balance, you have the Sage of Pentacles here, King of Pentacles with the King of Wands here, so that's the fire and air elements. There is, with the Eight of Cups there, the suggestion of stagnation, which I touched on in the first reading. The Queen of Wands there is now in the outcome position of this reading. So if this Queen of Cups is the person I was talking about earlier, and now she's showing up here in the outcome of the reading, it could be that there is the possibility in this reading that, well, simply this spread, I feel, is helping to bring awareness to that which is still a little bit unconscious to you, and which is what we've been speaking about this whole time, that maybe you're not looking exactly in the right area. You have certain feelings and you have certain, you maybe have made a decision or are close to making a decision about something, but simply the fact that you haven't acted on it yet maybe means that there's more to discover, and there's more uncovering to do as far as what's deeper than what you're actually looking at right now. And so that's just a snapshot here of the Higher Octave reading. If you're interested and you would like to hear the full interpretation, you can click the link in the description box below. It's been an honor and a pleasure to read for you. Thank you so much. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I will see you in the next reading.